Hi guys, how are you? My name is Anand Tiwari and welcome to our YouTube channel Anand Tiwari. You're most welcome in our AT classes. Today I will be taking chapter 3 part 2, and in this lecture we will be completing atomic mass, then unit mass of elements, how do atoms exist, what is a molecule, atomicity, and what is an ion. So let's continue our second lecture of third lesson, atomic atoms and its structure. So the first thing about atomic mass is it is the most remarkable concept given by Dalton's atomic theory, which proposed that the atomic mass is a thing which atoms exist, right? According to him, each element had a characteristic atomic mass, right? This also explains the law of constant proportionality. So this law of constant proportionality we have been taught on the last class. So its examples are CO, that means we can say CO, that is carbon monoxide. In this example, 3 gram of carbons combine with 1 gram of oxygen to form CO, right? Yeah, 3 gram of carbon combines with oxygen to form CO. Now suppose we define the atomic mass unit. In earlier abbreviations we used AMU, but now recommended by the latest IUPAC or International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry recommendation, it is known as the U, as unified mass, not as AMU. Now this mass U, 1 U is equal to some very big number. It is, I will be telling you it at the next class. I will define it very clearly about it in the next class. Now as this 1 U is equal to the mass of 1 carbon atom, so the mass of 1 carbon atom is 12, right? So CO, carbon monoxide, right? So this we thought. Now let's continue. Unit mass of elements. This was the uh, concept given by Dalton. Now unit mass of elements. So what is unit mass of elements? Now while searching for various atomic masses units, scientists initially took 1 upon 16th of the mass of an atom of naturally occurring oxygen. The atomic number of oxygen is 16. So the scientists took 1 by 16th mass of an atom of naturally occurring oxygen as a unit. So this was considered relevant due to two reasons. The oxygen's mass was considered relevant due to two reasons. What are the two reasons? Let's see. First, that oxygen reacted with large number of elements and form compounds, right? Excuse me. Yeah, so they form compounds. Now this atomic mass unit gave masses of most of the elements around whole in most of the elements ratio in whole numbers. However, in 1961, for a universally accepted mass unit, carbon 12 isotope was chosen as a standard recommended unit for measuring atomic masses, and this was also recommended by the IUPAC, right? Now 1 atomic mass unit is a unit equal to exactly 1/12 the mass of a carbon atom. Carbon 12, actually it's carbon 12, the isotope of a carbon. Here also write it as carbon 12, like this, right? So let's continue. Just a minute. Let's see. Now we will discuss about the atomic masses of a few elements that we know from our modern periodic table, what we will be going to study in the 10th standard. So hydrogen, of course, it's the first element in modern periodic table discovered by Henry Moseley. So the hydrogen's atomic mass is 1. So hydrogen's atomic mass is 1. Now carbon's atomic mass is 12. Right? So nitrogen's atomic mass is 14. Right? Now oxygen's atomic mass is 16. Now sodium's atomic mass is 23. Chlorine's atomic mass is 35.5. Right? Now sodium's is Na. Sulfur is 32. Right? Then magnesium, Mg, is 24. Right? Now calcium is 40. These were the few given atomic masses in your NCERT. Right? Now we will discuss about how do atoms exist. How do they exist in nature? So now most of the atoms are not able to exist independently, like hydrogen, oxygen, etc. etc. Now these atoms form molecules and ion. Now what is a molecule and what is an ion, right? So we will be discussing about molecules and ion. Before that, these molecules or ions aggregate in definite numbers to form the matter that we can feel or touch, right? Okay, yeah, feel or touch, right? So we will be now discussing about what is a molecule. Now a molecule is in general a group of two or more atoms. They are chemically bonded together, that is, they are tightly held together by forces, right? Now molecule, like we have seen in reactions, we write O2 or H2, right? So H2, let's take H2. H2 is a molecule. Now hydrogen can't roam around, means can't exist in nature in a single atom. It should form two or more. It means it should form a molecule and exist, right? So that's why these molecules are formed, because they can't exist in nature without forming molecules. Now molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of having an independent existence and the properties and also the same properties of that substance, right? Now atoms of the same elements or of different elements can join together to form molecules, right? Now we have seen the ammonia is an element. Now ammonia formula is NH4. Now the nitrogen and the hydrogen, they form molecule and exist as ammonia. Ammonia. Now, right? Now for example, we have seen the molecule of oxygen. They consist of two atoms. Now they consist of two, that's why they are known as diatomic. Right? Now H2, right? So these all are there. So now what is atomicity? I had written a name here, atomicity. Now atomicity of some elements means how the element exists in nature. whether it is tetraatomic, whether it is diatomic, whether it is monoatomic, whether it is polyatomic. So diatomic. So atomicity means what, how. For example, if I ask you all what is the atomicity of O2 or the oxygen, you will say the atomicity of oxygen is that the oxygen is diatomic. Like that, some non-metals I will write here. Argon, helium, sorry, yeah, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, phosphorus, sorry, we'll write it neatly, wait. So we have written phosphorus and sulfur. Now argon, these all are given in NCERT, just we are discussing. Now argon is a monoatomic, so I will write just M, you may understood. So helium is also monoatomic. Now you can see these all exist in two, so these all are diatomic. Now phosphorus is tetraatomic and sulfur is polyatomic. Right? So we discussed about the atomicity of a number of an element, right? So now we will be discussing about what is ion, what these ions are. We form that atoms exist whether forming a molecule or ion. So what are these ions? Now compounds composed of metals and non-metals. The compounds made from metals or non-metals, they contain charged species, means they are charged, chemically charged. Now these charged species are known as ions. Yeah. So these charged species are known as ions. Now these ions may consist of a single charged atom or a group of atoms, or they have a net charge on them, right? So now these ions can be negatively or positively charged. They can be negatively charged or they can be positively charged, right? Now these negatively charged ions, see, I will show you. Negative means an ion and positive means cation, right? So these were the about ions. So in this lecture we discussed about atomic mass, unit mass of elements, how do atoms exist, what is a molecule, what is an ion, and what is atomicity. So for today this much only. So we will be meeting from the for the next class as the chapter 3 part 3. So till that, thank you for watching my video. If you really liked my video, please share it, subscribe it, and do comment if you like or if have any doubts. So thank you guys. Yeah.